Hello again. Um, I guess this time I'm gonna discuss love and compassion. Uh, I approach the topic in different ways with like children and such things, but I'd say it goes deeper. And sometimes uh, in love, it might not seem such a way. Like when in person things manifest differently and they seem different ways. Like, let's say your friend is hanging around bad people, and those people are corrupting your friend by making them see things as ways that they're not really ways that aren't true. Because let's say a person loves somebody and they see that and they are upset and they try to reproach the person, and the person just thinks, oh, I'm just trying to live according to my feelings. I love these people, I love these friends. um, and they think that these friends are good for them, and that loving them and trusting them is proper because they might feel the same way back. But from the other person's perspective, from the outside, it's that sees the way in which these things manifest. Like, um, let's say you get into a gang or something, and you have strong loyalties and a strong friendship, and you love your brother, or your sisterhood, and they're not generally good people. They feel certain things about things that is from a point of ignorance, and you might sit there and call them stupid or this or that, and make yourself out to be bad because you see them that way and this person doesn't. And that will create a divide of what someone might see as uh, either control, um, poor poor love, or poor compassion. um, or maybe they'll see that person as acting superior or authoritative, even various things that just paint the person poorly and that they don't understand. And the person is just seeking the best interest of this other person from a point of maybe maturity or worry, concern, care, that this other person doesn't devolve into seeing the world in such ways or interpreting things or doing things that wouldn't be good for their own progression in life or growth, or various things that a person might consider if they consider such things for very long. And it creates a large divide even within culture, uh, even in religion. Um, and this is where understanding is more important than being right or wrong. And it might be hard to get somebody to understand you and why you might feel certain things or act certain ways, where you might seem confident even of how you feel, or uh, where another person might act confident in how they feel because they think such ways and they aren't open to certain things or feeling certain things that uh, you are projecting onto them, um, where you just being angry and lamenting them would uh, consolidate their feelings on a certain matter, where um, they'll start to consider you wrong and controlling and such things. And this often manifests between parents and children because a parent often has experienced such things and or have seen it in other people and sought to understand it, and they feel very strongly about it, but they act wrong. And sometimes a parent would be controlling, and it might not be right, or a parent will let that affect how they feel about their children, or how a person might let it affect how they feel about another person. And this creates a cyclical nature that would uh, deteriorate your emotions or their emotions in that reciprocal relationship that would be non-productive, um, and eventually lead to such a divide that you even see in culture, where there's some bad people that just reject all authority. They reject all other people's feelings and certain things, to where maybe they let things get out of hand, and it becomes to a point where the person becomes engulfed in that reality, and maybe even like a gangster just becomes evil and they don't care that they've been shaped that way, and they just accept it, and there is no longer a way forward. um, there's different things like that where authority has to be used very carefully. um, Wisdom has to be used very carefully, and uh, your knowledge alone can't get you through certain things if you're not very careful of how you approach things and when you approach things, or certain things like that, that it is very hard to do. And if you do them wrong, you're only making issues worse. And you have to have empathy, compassion, and understanding before you really try. Otherwise, you might create a situation where you're the bad guy, and you know that's not somewhere you want to end up, whether you're good or bad. And sometimes people have to learn on their own. Uh, that's another thing, and we can only do so much as people. So, God bless and take care. Be careful.